Good morning, everybody. I don't know what the date is. It's the 9th of July or something. So I haven't been making the video vlogs very often lately because of how early I have to get up, and to be quite honest with you, I just don't feel like doing it. But occasionally, something comes up, and I feel like I need to talk about it. So you guys get to hear it. So today, what brings me to the vlog is that yesterday morning I woke up, had a message on Facebook. Kind of odd because nobody I know is awake as early as I'm awake, and the majority of them don't stay up as late as I stay up, so kind of strange. Anyways, it was a member of a church. I'm not going to say what church. I'm not going to say who the person was. I'm just going to say it was a member of a church. And they wanted to meet with me to speak about posts that I had made about their church. You guys are all going to know what church it is once I say this, but I won't say the name of the church out of respect for those people. But anyways, there was a man accused of child molestation at a church. We all know who I'm talking about. But he wanted to meet with me and talk to me about the policies and procedures and kind of go over some things, I guess, because of things I had posted about the church. Okay. First of all, I didn't post anything about the church. Never said anything about the church itself by any means. What I posted was a link from the newspaper of the guy that was accused of these monstrous deeds, is what I posted. And on that post, I posted, I hope one of my brothers on the inside sees this sick fuck. And I do. I hope one of my brothers on the inside does see that guy. Throughout that thread, someone asked who dropped the ball, who let that person in the church, who didn't do the background check. Once again, I never mentioned the church. I said Jesus. Jesus let him in the church. I made several comments to the effects of taking it back to the biblical days, having a public crucifixion. God's not going to be able to help him where he's going. Things like that. Not once did I mention the church. Not once in any of my posts have I ever mentioned a church in particular. I have posted a lot about religion and the Christian faith, which I'm going to talk about again here in a minute. But never once have I ever mentioned a church by name on any of my blogs or any of my posts. So that's that. Now, this sick motherfucker who touched these kids, for me, I think it'd have been justice to take him out back and put one in his head. Honestly, I don't really think that would have been justice either, because that's too quick. You know, I'm thinking like kneecap him, take him to the woods and let the pigs have him. I mean, I can think of 1,000 things we could do to this guy. Hang him. Make sure the noose ain't tight so it doesn't break his neck on the way down. Let him hang there till he chokes to death. I mean, for me, I think that child molestation and crimes against children should be punished in a way that is so despicable and so degrading that it should equal the crime that was done. In my opinion, I think that's what it should be. I think that the punishment should be just as heinous, if not more, than the crime that was committed against a child. My personal opinion. But we got these Christians that preach forgiveness, and we have to forgive him. And by the grace of God, and yada yada, blah blah blah. Look, as an atheist, I don't believe none of that crap. I do believe in forgiveness, not by God, but by man. I think that people can be forgiven for some of the things that they have done. I myself have been forgiven for a lot of things I've done. Once again, not by God, but by my peers or the people that I have done those things to. Also, as an atheist, I believe that there are things that you should never be forgiven for. Ever. And child molestation is at the top of that list. That is something that you should never be forgiven for. I don't care what your faith is. I think that if you have molested a child, you have ruined that kid's life for their entire life, there's no forgiveness for that. None. Zero. I gotta get my pop, hold on. Sorry, I gotta get my soda pop. Back to what I was saying. What this guy did, what this man did, dare I call him a man, is unforgivable.
You got me?
There's like 9 children, maybe more that he touched or something. Just looking at the guy, he looks like one of those. He just doesn't look trustworthy to me. I can't judge a book by its cover. I want to be clear on something. It's not the church's fault. Church didn't do this. Church had no way of knowing it was going on, and for what it's worth, I think the church handled it exactly as they should have handled it as soon as they found out about it. I don't think the church did anything wrong. On a legal point of view. Here's what I'm going to say to the church. Be glad I don't go there. Been a different topic in the paper today. You know, it's not the church's fault. You know, these people are going to praise their imaginary friend. How are they supposed to know this guy was the monster that he was, you know? You want to blame somebody? Blame God. That's who you should blame. He's the one that brought him to the church and let him in. God knew what he was going to do. Here's what they're going to say. Satan did it. Well, you know what? God made Satan too. And you know what? God knows everything. So, God knew that Satan was going to make that dude do what he did. I just don't get it. That's my hang up with the whole thing. You know, they don't want to blame anybody, which is understandable. But at the same time, you praise an all-knowing, all-caring, supernatural God, creator of the world and the universe, knower of all things. But you don't want to blame anybody for those kids getting touched. I wish I had that out. I really do. I wish I could blame somebody for something like that happening. As an atheist, I can't. I can't even blame my imaginary friend. I have nobody to blame. You know who I blame though? That man. That's who I blame. And that's why I think that the sentence that he gets should be carried out swiftly, aggressively, abruptly, and every monstrosity and crime that he committed should be paid for tenfold. I can't think of it. There's so many things I'd love to see happen to this guy. Here's what I can tell you. When he hits that yard in prison, if he doesn't get his just desserts before he gets there, I promise you, this is my promise to you people, to them children in that church, I promise you, when he gets that yard, when he hits that yard, when he gets in his cell, you will get what he has coming. I promise you that. I know guys in there. Know how that penitentiary system works. You come in there and you've molested multiple children, let me tell you, those guys in there, they don't play. They don't play. Karma is real, and it will come back on them. So rest your heads. The law will carry on and do what the law does and sentence this man to how many ever, whatever they want to sentence him to. I tell you right now, the law ain't going to sentence him to life. The law ain't going to sentence him to death. He's a child molester, so they're actually going to protect him. That's what will happen. We have to house these idiots, these people you want to forgive. We have to pay for those people to eat and live every year. And they're protected, so we got to pay for the security to protect those people too, these child molesters, okay? Let me tell you something. Inside that jail cell, those prisoners know a way around that protection. And they'll find a way around it. This guy will get what he deserves. I promise you that. Anyways, that's my piece today, guys. God, you know, I hope all those children are okay and that they're able to go on with life and know that people do love them and they don't have to dwell on this, and it's something they can move forward with their lives. This man will pay the price that he has to pay for doing what he did, one way or the other. My heart goes out to those families and those children. I'm a father of 6. If it would have been one of my kids, I couldn't even begin to tell you where I'd be right now if it was one of my children. I can give you a pretty good hint. Probably sitting behind a jail, behind some bars. Probably where I'd be. If I wasn't, I'd be trying to get behind bars so I could get to that idiot. Messed up deal. Anyways, you guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day. As always, be safe, fellas.